Hi everyone, I'm back and I'm doing a video comparing the different Chanel classic flap sizes. So the only classic flap size that I don't have is the small classic flap, which you don't see very often. I believe they're still in production, but I don't have that size. I was looking for a medium large flap at the end of 2011 because there was a rumored price increase for the beginning of 2020. It wasn't a rumor, it was true. There was a pretty significant price increase at the beginning of 2012. So I was in Bergdorf Goodman and I asked them if they had any medium large flaps, and they said no, they have a small. And the very funny sales associate there said, I can't let you get a small classic flap. And I asked why, and he said, basically it's an overpriced mini. He was pretty accurate. I think they pretty much fit the same amount of stuff. If you want to see a comparison video between the mini and the medium large, I have made that video. I'm not sure if it'll go up before or after this one, but you can look in my list of videos to find that comparison. So all that to say, I don't have a small flap, but I have all the other sizes of classic flaps. This video will be on the different sizes as opposed to the different leathers and hardwares. Again, I just think that's all personal preference. I love lambskin the best. That being said, I only have one lambskin piece, but you know, some people may just love the look of caviar. I just happen to love the look of lamb. Let's start with the medium large and the jumbo. So this is my jumbo. It is a beige clear caviar with gold hardware. And this is my medium large black lambskin. My thoughts about these two sizes are that the medium large is just a prettier bag. It's more proportional. It looks better on my frame, at least. Everyone's frame is different. I'm pretty petite, and this just looks better on me. That being said, it is by far not my most used bag because I carry around a lot of stuff and it just isn't for that purpose. So for me, the medium large is a night out bag. Now, if I were able to use this bag crossbody like I am able to use my mini, I could live with less space. But because it doesn't have the crossbody option and it doesn't carry a lot, this is pretty much reserved for nights out. My thoughts on the jumbo are that it is the most versatile Chanel flap. It holds a significant amount. It's not as large. It can be worn crossbody, although I don't think it looks very good crossbody. It can be worn on the shoulder. The chain can be shortened somewhat on the inside, which I have done. That being said, it doesn't hold as much as I would like for every day. That's my general thoughts on the medium large versus the jumbo. Unless you carry very little, the jumbo probably is the way to go for most people, and that's why it's probably the most popular Chanel flap. In terms of what can fit in either of these two bags, I will fill up the jumbo and then transfer it to the medium large. Okay, so I filled the jumbo probably more than I would like with things that I would normally take with me. So I will show you what's in this bag and tell you how much that fits into the jumbo I can get into my medium large. Okay, so in here, hopefully you can see it's pretty stuff. I have my Louis Vuitton compact zippy wallet. I have a Toiletry 19 pouch from Louis Vuitton that is completely stuffed. I have a really bulky sunglasses case, but these are prescription sunglasses and I really need them, so that's a necessity. And I have a clay with all of my essential cards. On the keychain there is a hand sanitizer, all of my keys, and many points cards. And of course, my umbrella. So that's a fair amount of stuff. Okay, let's see how much of that will fit into the medium large. Okay, so this Toiletry 19 is pretty much the size of the medium large flap. So that's definitely out, but maybe we can take out a few things from here, like a lip gloss, some hand lotion, and a lipstick, and a little compact mirror. Okay. So the toiletry is out, and to be honest, I wouldn't put this in the jumbo. I just wanted to show you that it fits. I'm hoping to get a mini pochette so that these small things, because I don't need all of this stuff, but this is what I carry in my work bag, and it's just a pain to transfer things. So I'm hoping to get like a mini pochette for these smaller type bags, and for me the jumbo is a smaller type bag. So in the medium large flap, this big sunglasses case, not gonna happen. I could, however, fit Louis Vuitton compact zippy wallet with an umbrella, and my keys. Okay, and then I have a lipstick, the compact, and all of those little things. Okay, so all of that with some finagling was able to fit into the medium large flap. So I have the compact zippy wallet, which I would never carry in here because all of my essentials are in my clay, but just for reference, the compact zippy wallet, the clay with all that stuff on it, the little compact, these three little essentials, and the umbrella. So a fair amount, I would say, for a night out, but perhaps not everything that I would need during the day. So again, if I were choosing between the medium large and the jumbo, and I was only going to get one bag, I would get the jumbo. Even though I'm pretty petite and the medium large looks better on my frame, I'm more concerned about functionality. So the medium large is not, for me, a bag that's functional at all times. The other thing to note is that the strap drop is a lot shorter. The jumbo will hit much lower depending on how tall you are. And as I mentioned earlier, there's no crossbody option on the medium large. There is on the jumbo, but I don't think it's a particularly good looking crossbody option. Okay, so the next comparison will be between the Maxi flap and again the jumbo flap. So there's no way I can fit both these two bags into the frame, so I'll just move the jumbo, since you already saw what can fit in that, and just focus on the Maxi. I mentioned in another video that I originally got this same combination bag, black caviar leather with silver hardware in the jumbo size, and exchanged it and got the Maxi size instead. So my thoughts on this bag is that because I'm petite, this is not the most proportional bag on me. As I said before, I think the medium large size is the prettiest. This size is the most functional for me, especially since I'm considering, I've been back and forth for years about selling my surf tote, and this will be my only large Chanel bag in silver hardware. And for that reason, I don't think I'll ever be able to get rid of this bag. It's just way too functional for me. And you'll see when I show you how much stuff I can fit inside. For me, the jumbo and the Maxi sizes aren't work bags, but neither are they special occasion bags, so they need to be functional. Okay, so I have the Maxi and it is stuffed, so you can see how much more I'm able to fit into this bag versus the jumbo. Okay, hopefully you can see inside. Okay, so I have my Zippy compact wallet, toiletry pouch 19, which, as I told you before, is completely stuffed. I have my agenda, which I didn't have in the jumbo. I have my sunglass case, my umbrella, and the clay. So the pros of this bag are that it fits a ton comfortably. So many of the things that fit in this bag also fit in the jumbo, but it was a real struggle and I had to finagle to get the bag closed. In the Maxi, all of those things fit really comfortably. The other thing is that the strap job on the Maxi is a lot more comfortable for me. Because I'm shorter, the straps on the jumbo really sit quite low, whereas the Maxi sit a bit higher up, so it's just a nicer feel. The cons are, because I'm petite, I don't feel that the Maxi necessarily looks proportionate on me, but to be honest, neither does the jumbo. I think the medium large is the most aesthetically pleasing of the three bags, and I would pick functionality over aesthetics when I'm talking about a bag that isn't a special occasion bag. And for me, the Maxi flap is the most functional of the Chanel classic flaps. It's a heavy bag, it's heavier than the jumbo, but if you're like me and you're used to using a Louis Vuitton Neverfull on a daily basis stuffed with a ton of work things, this is not gonna feel that heavy to you. But if you're not used to heavy bags, you're really gonna feel a Maxi, and you may very well feel a jumbo too. For me, as long as a bag is a shoulder bag and not a hand carry bag, weight really isn't an issue. So here are my thoughts on the three classic flaps that I own. Of the three, the Maxi flap is my most used because it's the most functional. And even though I've thought about trading it in for the black jumbo with silver hardware, I can't get rid of it because I use it too much and I just find it way too functional. The jumbo flap, however, is the most versatile. And if you're only going to get one Chanel classic flap, this is the size that I would get. The color, the hardware, and the leather, that's a matter of personal preference, but the size, I feel that most people would enjoy this size the most. Medium large, I think, is the most beautiful. It's the most classic, especially in the lambskin with gold hardware. It's the most classic. It's the one that looks the best on me, but it's not the one that's the most functional because of its size, so it's the one that I use the least. If your main concern is aesthetics and how the bag looks, I don't think you can beat the medium large classic flap. It's gorgeous. But you can't beat the jumbo size because of its versatility. It's middle ground, it's not too big, it's not too small. It holds a fair amount. It has a crossbody option, so I think that size will work best for most people. It's not the size that works best for me, but if I were to recommend one size for someone else, it would be the jumbo size. And if I were to only get one Chanel bag, I would want it to be the most versatile, so I would get the jumbo as well. Okay, so hopefully I covered a lot of ground here. I hope I was able to help someone with their decision-making process, and please leave me any questions that you might have. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.